Hi friends, you welcome to Shyam Institute. We will discuss today's current affairs. Have a look at these headlines of the day. Mission Sindhu, World Refugee Day, and Mangala Bhatt, she passed away. QS World University Rankings 2026, and Anuradha Tagore, she was in news, the IAS officer. So we will discuss these concepts with in addition to some more topics. Okay. Then moving to the first and foremost one, Mission Sindhu. Mission Sindhu. Though we heard about Mission Sindhur, already we come across Mission Sindhur. Mission Sindhur. Mission Sindhur is introduced by India as a retaliation battle on Pakistan for Pahalgam issue. Pahalgam. Is it? This is a known one. But this Mission Sindhu is all about, Mission Sindhu introduced for evacuate the Indian citizens who were affected by Iran-Israel war. So generally then who affected with this particular war? Indians who involved in this particular activities, or then who lost their house or whatever. Certainly then to bring them back to the nation, they introduced a concept called Mission Sindhu. So around 110 Indians they brought back with this particular mission called Mission Sindhu. So like the main turn is that the Israel and Iran war, so Middle East war. So Iran introduced some operations to attack on Israel. Similarly, Israel introduced some operations to attack Iran. So then as of now, the Rising Lion, Operation Rising Lion this was introduced by Israel, and in addition to this Israel introduced Operation Opera 2. This was introduced by Israel to attack Iran. But Iran introduced a operation called Operation True Promise. True Promise 3. That is a operation introduced by the Iran. So then to attack their major cities, to attack the major cities of Israel, Iran introduced Operation True Promise 3. And Israel to attack the Iran's major cities, they introduced Operation Opera 2. So these are the operations, 3 operations. Now then we come to India, Mission Sindhu and Mission Sindhur. These two introduced by India in different contexts. Mission Sindhu to bring back evacuate the Indians then affected with this particular war, particularly in Iran, who engaged in Iran with this particular recent war. So then to bring them back to the nation, then they introduced a mission called Mission Sindhu. That is a point. That is the one. Moving to the next one, have a look at this important one. So the World Refugee Day. World Refugee Day is generally observed on, as I mentioned, June 20th. Is observed on June 20th. This was officially like recognized, this day particularly recognized by United Nations Organization. A particular meeting was conducted on June 20th, 1951, June 20th. They conduct a meeting to discuss about the refugees of different nations. This particular year completed 50 years by 2001, 50 years. So that is Golden Jubilee. For this particular meeting, whatever first meeting that was observed in 1951, this particular meeting day completed 50 years by 2001. It completed by 2001, it has completed 50 years. So on this particular occasion, on June 20th, then this UNO started recognizing this particular day as a World Refugee Day. The migrants are different from refugees. Refugees are the persons then who are not having enough importance in their particular country. That's the reason they move from their original or from their country to the other nations or other states, whatever. So here like to protect them and to facilitate them, this particular day is to create awareness about them. The particular day is observed June 20th. June 20th observed as a World Refugee Day. So the theme for the year 2025, if you observe, solidarity with refugees. Solidarity in the sense help, support. We have to support to this particular refugees. There is a context behind this particular one. So health for all, solidarity with the refugees. There is a context. That is a theme for the year 2025. Moving to the next one, important one, Mangala Bhatt. She is the famous Kathak dancer, the disciple of she is the disciple of Birju Maharaj, famous Kathak dancer. This Kathak is observed as a classical dance, famous classical dance in Uttar Pradesh in general. All we know this one. Kathakali is famous in Kerala, and Kathak is a famous classical dance in Uttar Pradesh, from Uttar Pradesh. And then she got a Natya Academy Award, Sahitya Academy Award for her special focus on this particular Kathak dance. Sahitya Natya Academy Award in 2019. And then she started a Akruti Natya Academy in Hyderabad, and she was the first director of that particular one. She was the first director. Even her husband as well, Raghunath Bhatt, also a Kathak dancer. And then these two played several danced in several events, several festivals in different states, and they spread this particular dance models and those throughout the world, throughout the nation as well as world. That's the speciality of Mangala Bhatt. She passed away, and then she got very special awards as well. Disciple of Birju Maharaj, a very famous Kathak dancer. That's a part. That is all about Mangala Bhatt, very famous Kathak dancer. And moving to the next one, yes, QS World University Ranks. Quackrelli Simons. QS stands for Quackrelli Simons University Rankings for the year 2026. Means like these are the details of 2025 now. The special things then, if you observe in this particular rankings, then number of Indian universities in QS World Rankings. In 2015, only 11 universities occupied different positions. But here, like this time, 54 universities. 54 Indian universities occupied several positions, and then a 5-fold increase, anyways, like a 5 times increment here, increase took India from 11 universities in 2015 to the 54 universities in 2016 rankings, 26, not 16, 2026 rankings. 8 Indian universities debuted, the highest for any country this year. That's a special thing. 8 universities first time they enter into the debuted. Debut means enter, first time. They enter into the top class. That is a special thing. No other country has this particular specialty. That's one. And then 12 IITs feature with the IIT Delhi highest among Indian institutions at 123rd globally. So Indian Institute of Delhi occupied 123rd position. That is the highest in Indian universities. Out of total 12 IITs feature. Total out of these 54 universities, then with the different ranks, 12 IITs occupied different positions. There is a point here. And moving to the next one, so have a look at this particular universities which has got different ranks. Like if you observe IIT Delhi, as we discussed, it has occupied 123rd rank in 2026, earlier 150th rank. So it's a better rank. Around 27 places it moved bit forward. And like IIT Bombay, earlier its rank is 118, but it's a 129 this time it fall. IIT Madras, earlier 227, this time 180 is a advanced. And like Kharagpur, earlier 222, right now 215, it's a positive one. And then IIM Bangalore, IISc, Indian Institute of Sciences Bangalore, then earlier 211, then 219, it's fall. And then Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, earlier 263, 222, it's a rise. So like IIT University Delhi, if you observe, we discussed here IIT Delhi, here University Delhi Then earlier to 328, at present as well 328, same, there is no change in its rank. And like IIT Guwahati, if you observe, earlier 344, this time 334, it's a rise. And then one more university here, Roorkee 335 to 339, it's a fall. And then Anna University of Tamil Nadu 383 to 465, it's a fall again. So these are try to remember these top five universities, and then there is a chance, enough chance to get asked that first one only. Most of the cases they ask first one. First, second, third is very important anyways. Till 5 then try to remember, so that then there will be no issue in general. So then Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras 123, 129, 180 positions. Kharagpur 215 rank, and Bangalore 219 rank, 219. There's a part here. These are the present ranks of these universities. Suddenly then there is a chance to get asked one question. Who were given this particular one? QS given this particular world rankings of different universities. How many Indian universities occupied good positions? 54. How many IITs are there in this? 12 IITs. Moving to the next one. Have a look at this particular one. E-voting system through Android based mobile. So this particular e-voting system through Android based mobile recently announced first time in India by Bihar government. Bihar announced this particular model. So then e-voting system with the Android mobile in a urban elections, urban elections, they are going to introduce this mechanism will be on June 28th. They will take a trial on urban polls, then if it gets success, certainly then it will be implemented further in other elections as well. So then the State Election Commission announced that, so June 28th then we will try with this particular e-voting system through Android based mobile. If it gets success, certainly then we will spread this to the other elections as well. That's a point mentioned. So which state? E-voting system through Android based mobile, that is Bihar. Moving to the next one, Anuradha Thakur, she will become the member of Sebi member, and Sebi member, she is going to replace Ajit Seth, the finance secretary, earlier finance and economic secretary. So then she is going to replace this Ajit Seth, and Sebi generally then Sebi consists of a chairman and 4 permanent members and 3 temporary members. So 4 permanent and 3 temporary members. We know the chairman of Sebi now recently joined March, then he was appointed. He was the 11th Sebi chairman, Tuhinkant Pandey. Under his chairmanship, she will become a member. And then we know this, she is Anuradha Thakur, 1994 batch IAS officer from Himachal Pradesh. So cadre, she became the IAS officer 1994. Okay, she will become the member in Sebi. And then moving to the next one, have a look at this particular one. Army Chief Chintan, there is a program recently conducted at New Delhi. So here the veteran army chiefs gathered here. Then we can look at this present army chief Trivedi. So then these veteran army chiefs gathered here to discuss security related issues before and after Sindhur, Operation Sindhur. So this is the context here. So to know some additional inputs or value additions from the ex chiefs, this particular program was introduced. The name given as Army Chief Chintan. So here like Upendra Dwivedi as a head of this particular Army Chief Chintan, Upendra Dwivedi. Upendra Dwivedi. This particular program was conducted. Upendra Dwivedi, Army Chief, 30th Army Chief, Army Chief of India, or we can say Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Army Staff. Okay, 30th Army Chief. Who is that? Upendra Dwivedi. He is a person. Okay, moving to the next one. Decade of hydel power, decade of hydropower. So, decade of hydropower, you can look at this Pema Khandu, the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. He announced this particular decade of hydropower. Decade of hydropower 2025 to 2035. 2025 to 2035. 2035 observed as a decade of hydropower. This was announced by the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. They are going to quadruple their the hydropower, and because these northeastern states, the source of income is one source of income is tourism. The other major sources for Arunachal Pradesh and those is hydel power. So then to get a focus more and more on this hydel power, they introduced a concept called the decade of hydropower. This 2025 to 2035 observed as a decade of hydropower, and then they want to make their hydel power capacity 58,000 megawatts in this particular decade time. 58,000 megawatts of hydel power energy, then they kept as target to achieve by the end of 2035. That is the point. So, which state? Then which states recently announced decade of hydropower 2025-2035 as a decade of hydropower? That is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. Then have a look at the next one. Book, a famous book, Jacinda Ardern. Jacinda Ardern written a book, A Different Kind of Power. A Different Kind of Power. A Different Kind of Power is a book written by Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Prime Minister of New Zealand wrote this particular book, A Different Kind of Power, written by Jacinda Ardern. So, books and authors wise, it's a important one. They may ask national, international as well. That too, these type of books like the famous legends or famous persons like celebrities, then if they write any special book, settle, then there is a chance to get asked. So, try to focus on this particular one. Okay, that's the one. These are current affairs for the day. We will meet in tomorrow's session with the continuation of this one. Thank you and all the best.